live from Tropicana Field where there is nothing going on. But the roof work is largely done. I saw workers up there. I posted about it in a previous video. And there will be baseball here in 2026. But I don't know about beyond that. But now I'm hopeful for the Rays and their fans that the team is going to stay in Tampa now, which I didn't think before the current ownership bought it. Or I don't even remember if the sale is final yet. But the point is that it looks like now they're staying in Tampa. Now, I don't think it'll be here. Why have the Tampa Bay Rays in St. Petersburg, of course, when you could have them in Tampa? People don't want to drive to St. Petersburg if they are in Tampa to watch baseball. But they will drive to 20 minutes to a place in Tampa. But going over that bridge is a big deal. And it's a mental block to people. Oh, I haven't been in, I used to be back and forth from Clearwater, Tampa, St. Pete, Clearwater, St. Pete, Tampa. But to people down here, it might as well be freaking Connecticut sometimes. It's such a big deal to get out to Tampa, especially if you don't have a car. You have to take a bus to the 300 bus, and it's not expensive. It was $2, the guy was telling me, to go to Tampa. The guy behind me, by the way, in the video that I was blocking, that was blocking me from rear exiting. I wasn't having a problem with him, but he was in a wheelchair and I couldn't get around him. So I was literally trapped between a guy I didn't want to pass and a guy that I would have had to do all sorts of machinations to pass. Here's Gate 5 of Tropicana Field. Republic Bank draft room. I wonder what goes on in there. And we are 3 miles now from taking a left. 3.1 miles, take a left on Haynes Road North. It is, ETA is 9:04 a.m., but the post office doesn't open till 9, and I'm taking my time on this walk. When you do a long walk like this one, it's not necessarily at pace. It's not at your marathon pace or your normal pace. A really long walk every once in a while is supposed to be at a really slow pace. But you're supposed to keep moving. You're not supposed to it doesn't include stopping for an hour necessarily, but I might, because I'm going to do whatever I want. This is not intensive building for the project that I'm thinking about. This is, really the first few steps. And in classic, I forget the name of the Hearthstone card, the Orc card, that goes, I have trained for days, and that's somewhat this. Because I understand it's only a beginning, but it's a beginning. And I'm going to continue to work my upper arms a little bit now that I figured out my own routine, and I can take any object and do it for 20 minutes. Ideally, there's an ideal weight that I use, and I won't be able to use one too heavy, and if I use one too light, it doesn't do any good, but I can work all that stuff out on the fly, because I'm not going to be able to carry weights with me necessarily. And I'm going to figure out a lot of stuff on the fly. That's the whole point of this exercise, is I'm learning. I told Aunt I'm like an 11-year-old Cub Scout playing in his backyard right now. And that might be literally, because I might find a nice safe space where I won't be disturbed by the police or by anybody else. There's a potential where I can find a private spot to camp out in and practice learning skills instead of having to worry about actual homelessness in life. In living. There's people on the streets all over. I passed somebody that was using the bus stop as a little temporary domicile there. They were awake. They were in a wheelchair. And then I saw somebody sleeping on the park bench who had a really nice long stick for a walking pole. I want a really nice walking pole. And I will use a stick in the meantime, but I'm going to eventually procure a very nice walking pole, because it has all sorts of uses. Or hiking pole, whatever you call it. And I also understand I'm going to have to learn to carry a lot of stuff. I've got a pack on now. It's very light, but I want to get used to the bulk and then gradually increase the weight. By the way, I am still walking past the stadium. This is the tail end. So that's Tropicana Stadium at, 6 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday. Back to you.